All right, welcome back, everybody. We have another PGA 2K21 video coming in hot, and we're doing it on the gameplay that we saw yesterday. Live on IGN's channel. IGN has now uploaded that gameplay, and we're going to be going through it. Okay. Couple of disclaimers right up front. One, I'm going to be looking at this from almost a pure competitive standpoint. I play in the TGC Tours. I play on the PGA Tour. So because of that, I'm looking at this with competitive eyes. Disclaimer number one. Disclaimer number two. All of this could probably be answered, like a lot of my gripes could probably be answered just with like a quick message saying like, this is all wrong. And it could be. I'm just going to go over what we saw yesterday at face value. So, let's jump in. I'm going to be giving the good, the bad, a little overview of everything. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So let's get started with this video. I'm going to play it out and pause it when I have some things to say. So, okay, here we go.
Hey, I'm Josh Muse, Creative Director at HB Studios.
Hey, I'm Sean West. I'm Senior
Josh Muse sounds like he's talking in a fishbowl, by the way. But that's okay.
Producer here at HB Studios.
We're very excited to get to show you a sneak peek, a little bit of PGA Tour 2K21, our upcoming release.
I like the cinematics. I really do. The cinematics are good, like showing like this is the waste management. It gives you the par, where you're at, how many yards it is, like this overview of the course. This is all very cool. Very, very, very cool. And I do enjoy this. So here we go. Just since this is all gameplay, kind of like a new, like not a cinematic. Well, in a way, I guess it's a cinematic. So instead of just like you popping in behind your golfer ready to go, you know, you got a view of your golfer kind of looking down range. Got a little bit of a backdrop too. So like the camera work and everything is actually really, really good and a nice little change.
We joined Mac on the tee of Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Okay, right off the bat, things have changed. Top left here, you actually have the tournament. It looks cleaner, and I do like this. I like this too. This also looks quite clean. They've kind of made it a little bit more, I would say, minimalistic in a sense that they've kind of scrunched it up to the top instead of taking up more space kind of like down in the middle of your screen. So that's all good. This is fine too. This is all fine. Overall, this all it all looks good. Just as it from a UI standpoint, I do like what they've done with the UI. This is great. This right here is stellar. So right now you do like a B and it takes you to a whole new screen to look at everything. Here you have an actual whole overview, and it does show like where you're aiming as well. And there is an LB and RB down here. You can't really see it just because of the buttons covering up because I'm on YouTube. But there is an LB and RB down here, and I'm guessing if you hit like RB, maybe it'll actually show some elevation changes or something of that nature. Because right now this just doesn't show you any of that. It just shows this is where you're hitting, that's where the hole is. But I do like this view. I do like that it just pops out from the side instead of taking you to a whole new screen. All great. All great changes.
The events that you'll get to play through in the PGA Tour career mode.
Yeah, it's one of 15 license courses that we have this year.
15 license courses too. I didn't know that. Maybe they've said that, but
have some world-class courses like TPC Scottsdale.
All right, two things. Two things. So as you guys saw, power bar saying this is where you need to hit to get 100%. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with that, honestly. I'm fine with the power bar. I don't know. This can go both ways. On one end, it's like, hey, great, we have a power bar. You can kind of like dial in shots a little bit better. On the other hand, it's like doing partial shots was a skill. A skill I'm not even good at. But some people are good at partial shots, so it was a skill. Does that kind of delete that skill gap now with that? Absolutely. 100% it does. So, I mean, it can go both ways. But I don't think out of everything, this isn't that bad of a change. Next thing. Good shot, by the way. Right in the white. That's really good. This is your timing bar, I'm guessing. So he got it perfect. So with the power at the bottom, is there no more down or backswing tempo? So backswing tempo is just gone in replace of a power bar. And now this is just downswing tempo. Is it going to work the same? If you fast your downswing, is it going to hook it? If you slow it, is it going to slice it? How is that all going to work is my question. And also, when we're looking at this for career mode, because we don't know if the clubs and all that stuff that I talked about yesterday with the attributes, we don't know if that's going to transfer into online yet. But for career mode, like when we say forgiveness, what does that entail? Is it the forgiveness just this bar? What does the swing plane entail? Is that like how big the bar is for the 100% to get that? Is the swing plane this? Don't know. But he hit it at 101% power. He had perfect tempo. From me looking at this, it looks like backswing tempo has been removed. It's just been in lieu of this power bar, and your tempo now is solely going to be based on your downswing. That's what it looks like to me. Also, another thing, and you'll see more of it, I think they have done an insane amount of work in textures. And you'll notice, though, as well as this ball's traveling down the fairway, you'll see some of the trees kind of loading in. That's just based on graphical settings. I'm guessing they're doing this from a PC, maybe from an Xbox, but maybe from a PC with an Xbox controller. But you'll see, like, trees kind of loading in. That's just graphical settings. And I'm sure they'll get that fleshed out a little bit more by the time the game actually releases. Looks good. And I'm pretty sure I was correct. They have changed the swing up some. They have made it a lot faster. They've also made it a lot more... I used the word yesterday of violent. I guess that's the only word I can really think of. They've made it a lot more violent as it is, because you are pulling that club and smashing a ball. So I think that they've definitely done some work in the swing area of your player model.
Last course is like TPC Scottsdale.
It looks a lot more fluid, is what I'm trying to say. It looks a lot more fluid than what we have right now, at least.
It's on this par 5 on the 13th hole with a great drive down the middle of the fairway.
Must be nice. If only it was that simple, right? I think I find a lot more success.
This all looks good, too. The rollout, everything. Like, that looks really good. And I do like these cinematics of as you're, like, approaching the ball. This just adds another level of presentation for the game, which is very, very good. And I'm here for it.
I think that's a common trait for most of us.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, one thing I want to go over. And, again, this can all just be someone just tell me that I'm wrong. You know? Say, you're wrong, Zane. Like a dev, somebody say I'm wrong. That'd be great. This is what I'm worried about, though. So, as you can see here, no lie percentage whatsoever. Lie's gone. It is gone. This ball carries 229, but as you'll see
keep those white pants clean.
Here, it's sitting at a 220. And what I'm gathering in right now is that currently, at least on this difficulty, hopefully this isn't how it's going to be forever, but this is taking into account, I'm guessing, elevation and lie of some nature. And you'll see it a little bit more later. When they're going to hit one into the rough, and we'll definitely go over that. But I think that this is automatically calculating everything in to give you this is exactly the distance your ball is going to go. Hopefully this is a setting. This is a difficulty slider. And I saw Sean West say that this game can get the difficulty cranked up a ton, which is great. Like, hopefully you can just remove this bar completely, or just remove this bar completely. He did tell me, he responded to a tweet of mine saying anything on the UI can be turned off. So this bar can be removed to give us that difficulty. that we're looking for. This is more just to kind of show, what it can be played on as an easier difficulty. Hopefully, they have settings where they don't calculate the lie, they don't calculate elevation, they just give you, this is what the ball carries, you got to figure everything else out from there. So it's a little worrisome seeing all of this factored in, and you'll see it again even more in the rough, but hopefully it's just a difficulty setting or something of that nature, because all of that stuff is just all skill gap. Knowing how much power you need to put in, knowing your lie and calculating your lie, knowing the elevation and calculating that, knowing how your ball is going to travel differently on an uphill lie, downhill lie, up different elevation, down different elevation, things of that nature. That's all skill gap. So if they remove all of that, you're removing the skill gap. Hopefully that's not the case. And you see it changed 220 to 221. I'm guessing it's because potentially moved down in elevation, so it added a yard.
Here, Mac is setting up a shot for his approach.
All right. Here's the next thing. So he's going to draw this ball in. You can see here that it moved over to this side of the swing plane. So this is what I think the stats are going to be. I think I was actually quite accurate. Distance is going to be distance. Forgiveness is going to be your forgiveness inside of wanting to hit a straight shot. Shot shaping is going to be the amount of draw and fade that you can put on. So these gray lines are going to be a little bit bigger, would be my guess. And swing plane, I has to do something with getting it inside these lines to draw and fade more, or getting it in the middle to hit it straight. But you'll see what he does. He pulls it down to the right and finishes it to the right. He actually shapes his movements to follow a draw line.
Approach on the par 5, playing a little draw into the green.
So you'll see, he pulls it down to the right and comes up to the right. And he draws the ball in. This has to do, I'm guessing this has to do something with swing plane. I don't know. I mean, that's my best guess. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments on what you think those attributes mean. But that would be my best guess as to what it is.
To roll up there nicely for
But he got the draw in. He pulled it down to the right, finished it up to the right.
an eagle putt opportunity.
And I'm going to be the one to jump in and say, if you're unfamiliar with the draw, that's when you saw the blue line kind of take a little bit of a bend, and that's our shot shaping feature. So
yeah, it's your shot. Shot shaping feature.
One of the accessibility features we've built in for this year is kind of letting users visualize some of these deeper golf terms. And
again, another little great cinematic. Love it. Love the way everything looks. I love how the green looks. This is spectacular.
Golf, I guess, techniques that we may not have done in the past. So
another thing, and I know we saw it when we were zoomed back as well, full green grids. Oh, baby. That is a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty. Also, it looks like they've done some work with actually shading in different forms of slope. So you got the light green, you get kind of a lightish yellow. It's getting lighter, then into yellow. Then it has a little bit of a yellow orange, darker orange, red. So this is going to allow you to actually pinpoint slope a lot better. Because right now the transition's very kind of definitive, where it's you go from green to yellow to red kind of thing. There's a little bit of gradient into it, but it's not much. It's very definitive on this is what you have for green grids. It looks like they've added in a lot more detail for each block, this 1x1 block yardage, to show you exactly what the slope is doing. And here is where it comes in. Again, hopefully, and Sean did say that you can't remove the HUD, because right now it's you're going to hit this exactly 42 feet. 48%. And I think that it's actually taking into account the downslope on it as well, because this is all this is a pretty, it comes into a downhill putt. I don't know if the elevation is even, but hopefully that they make it like it is now, at least at higher difficulties, so that we can keep the skill gap into the game.
It's an effort to kind of grow our user base and kind of show you everything we can to help you find some success in the game early and often.
Sorry, uphill putt.
We've got Mac taking advantage of the green grid feature that helps him see the slope of the
That might be an even putt. It goes uphill to downhill, back to uphill. That might be an even putt. Anyways.
green, how the ball is going to break.
Like, yeah, don't need that power bar. But putting actually looks a lot smoother.
Slope of the green, how the ball.
Like, that looks so much smoother, because right now the putting, you pull that thing back so slow. You pull that thing back so slow in 2019. If you watch this putter, though, this thing is cranking back. You do not have a lot of time to make the decision, like, I want to hit this, at 48%. It looks really good.
Of the green, how the ball is going to.
That looks really good.
Once he hits it,
because that's been a big gripe of mine of like how just slow everything is. Like the backswing is slow for every swing you do. Downswing as well. This looks a lot more fluid.
And it looks like he's got a great line.
Pins in, by the way. Pins in, by the way. Pins are no longer out.
Going for this.
No big deal, but like a 40-footer. Oh, the drama of that slow drop in. Unbelievable. So now talk me through this, Sean.
Again, this is great. I love this.
If you were stepping up on this par 4 at TPC Scottsdale, what's going through your head right now?
Don't hit all of these people.
And this just goes to show you. Look at all the crowd work they did. Actually adding in a crowd. This is great. And the course just looks beautiful, honestly.
Around.
And for those of you who haven't been to a PGA Tour
So he shorted it, pulled it a little bit. Still got perfect swing timing, though.
event, I swear, it's just like this. The fans are
Now it's time to see bouncy rough not in action.
everywhere, and it's something we really wanted to capture.
Boom.
So it was very nice of Mac.
Grabs a hold of it. It hits. The rough grabs a hold of it. And look at the textures of this. Like, you can actually tell that this ball is in the rough. Today's game, 2019, you can't tell that. It's just pretty much, the rough's a different color, so that means it's heavy rough. But this, you can actually see, like, this ball is in the rough. It hit, it rolled, the rough actually grabbed a hold of it. It didn't bounce all over the place and do crazy stuff. It didn't hit and bounce back into the fairway. It didn't do any of that. It bounced, it hit again, and the rough grabbed a hold of it, and it stopped. Great. Great. I literally talked about this yesterday, bouncy rough. Hopefully this works out. And hopefully there's a little more, at least for the designers, like there's a little more variety in rough. Like you can do like real thick grass, like I'm talking a field grass out here to make it even crazier. But the rough looks good. I mean, the textures, they put in a lot of work in textures and everything for the course to make it visually more pleasing and to add a little bit more realism. This is all spectacular.
Bunker to avoid the crowds.
Here he's playing out of the long stuff. Looks like he's going to have to lay up for his second shot. The grass is a little bit...
Wait, hang on. I think I might have missed something.
Here he's playing out of the long stuff.
Oh, you can actually choose where you're hitting it. Oh my god, I did not notice this. This is such a great feature. Oh my gosh, this is such a great feature. That is, if it could be another one of those difficulty things. If not, this is a great feature because this will help with distancing. You're hitting it here. It's telling you how far of a shot you have for your next shot if you hit it there. Problems I always run into is distancing. And you can get your distancing down so you're not in between clubs. You can get your distancing down quite a bit just by practicing the rounds, but you have to put in a ton of practice just to make sure that your distance is correct. And if the wind changes when you actually go into the society event, which it does every time, your distances could get messed up there. So this is actually spectacular that it actually tells you this is how far you have left if you hit it there. So you can try to avoid So you can try to avoid being in between clubs. I didn't notice that, but that's a pretty freaking great feature.
It looks like he's going to have to lay up for his second shot. The grass is a little bit too long here for him to get a
Great new menu. I really like that. This menu, this is actually pretty sweet. It shows you what club you're about to use. So if you have a bag full of different woods or different irons, different wedges, you'll actually be able to visually see what club you are going to use. Love it. Love the UI changes they made to this game this year are all spectacular. They've went a little bit more minimalistic. They've kind of put things a little out of the way. They've shrank it a little bit. This new meter is really good if this is what I'm thinking it is. No backswing tempo, which I'm all right with if backswing tempo is gone. I think downswing tempo is the most important anyways. So I'm okay with that. But the UI stuff that they've done is really, really good.
here for him to get a clean strike at it.
And here's what I'm talking about. So hopefully, again, just a difficulty setting. But right now he has a 3-wood chosen, 229 carry. He's in the heavy rough. This 3-wood should go 229 yards. It's showing that he's going to go a $128. It is taking into account elevation. It is also taking into account his lie, and it is automatically giving him what he's going to hit. I'll say this one last time. Hopefully, this is just a setting for difficulty, and this is just the easiest difficulty, and that this kind of stuff can be turned off, kind of like a putt preview. Maybe they have a setting now where it's like auto-calculate distance or something of that nature, where it actually gives you the lie again, shows you the elevation change, all of that. Watching this through, though, this really worried me. But, of course, this is great. Absolutely spectacular for casual players who do not want to do that stuff. This is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You just go out there and you hit the ball. You know? You go out there and hit the ball. You just want to play around in golf. You don't have to worry about percentage and lies, elevation calculations, all that stuff. You don't want to worry about any of that. This is great. I just hope that you can turn all that off, especially when it comes to difficulty settings for the TGC Tours. Another thing, I don't know what the lie is. This ball looks above his feet, and he also looks like he's on an uphill lie. So it's probably calculating that for him as well. Maybe it's also calculating the lie at his feet, too, because this ball comes out dead straight. Dead straight. He fasted it. So you saw it. He fasted it, and it actually did slightly hook. And that might be the forgiveness. Or it could be the swing plane. Maybe this is the swing plane for if you fast it or slow it. I'm curious to get a breakdown of what each of those attributes mean. I would love a breakdown of that. But he fasted it, and it doesn't really hook that much. So maybe that has to do with forgiveness, or maybe this is forgiveness, this is swing plane, this is shot shaping. Like this bar is swing plane. So how big this bar is for you to get a perfect. Maybe that's what it is. For you to get a perfect is how big this bar is if you have a better swing plane. This is your forgiveness line for hitting a straight shot. And shot shaping is how much you can fade and draw and how big these gray lines are, maybe? I'm not sure. I mean, I would like to get a breakdown, and I'm sure we will get it at some point. Good recovery, though.
That was a
And the fast did look like it added a little bit of distance again.
great recovery from where he was.
Yeah, no trouble at all. Seemed pretty casual.
Good
pretty
roll
cool,
as well.
pretty calm.
Really good roll. So now we have a look at pitching wedge. Again, 87 yards carry. Only going 85, though, because it's taking elevation into account.
Got a nice approach shot from the middle of the fairway.
So here we go. He's actually dialing in this 87-yarder. It's upgrading what power he has to get there as well.
To stick it close to give him an easy putt for par.
They're just showing stuff off. And nobody would actually make that shot, but... Again, the swing animation in general, they have done a lot of work with what the actual swing looks like. They have. I might actually do like a 2019 comparative to 2020 with this video just to show they have done some work with it, and I do like it. Everything looks a lot more fluid. In 2019, it looks slow, kind of clunky, and just like hitchy. It's not great, but everything looks, with what they've done here, looks very, very, very fluid, and I am all here for it. So he really pulled that sucker, slowed it, so it's going to slice back, which it's doing.
Looks like you might leave this one a little short.
It's going to duff here, though.
Short and pulled it.
It lands. And again, the light rough grabs it and holds onto it. That may, I don't know how, this slope does look kind of big. It may have been able to slope out. But to see rough actually hang on to a ball is wonderful to see. Wonderful to see. But the light rough definitely stopped it. And another thing that's that I actually do like is I like how the fairway and the light rough, it's actually blended in quite nicely. Same with the heavy rough too. Like everything is blended in quite nicely. They did a lot of work on textures for the course. I like it a lot.
So what you're going to see there is on the side of the screen, we've got kind of a shot feedback meter, and down the bottom you'd have seen slow come up. That would have to do with the back.
Looking pretty depressed, walking up to his ball. I understand. Another one of these cinematics, just looking in at your golfer. I love these different presentation changes that they've done.
Swing? Is that the word we're going with here, Sean?
So I'm legitimately sitting here editing this video, and I actually noticed they did say in the video that the timing is based on the backswing and the downswing. When he says forward swing, but backswing and downswing is factored into this. So I have no idea how they factor that in. But he did say in the video, let me see if I talk over it, but
Slow come up. That would have to do with the back.
Looking pretty. So he says right there, the backswing, and then up here he says changes that they've done.
Swing? Is that the word we're going with here,
And
Sean?
the forward swing is the timing window. I don't know how they factor that all up. Like, what if you fast the backswing and perfect the downswing? Do you still would you get a fast overall timing? I don't know, but I just wanted to throw that in there because I did, like, watching this back, the edit, I did hear him say that, so I just wanted to clarify that. That's all.
Yeah, that'll do.
Very technical. Yeah, so I mean, what we're trying to do here is give the user enough feedback to know when they've kind of either maybe underperformed and didn't pick it off.
So again, picking where he's hitting, I think it's taking his lie into account, all of it. So this is probably like a difficulty setting of some sort, hopefully.
Optimal shot, and that's why we kind of left this one short. But again, max recovery.
The chip looked really nice. Again, swing animations are much better. The overall flight of the chip looked really good too. Yeah, this all looks.
And didn't pick an optimal shot, and that's why we kind of left this one.
This all looks. It does look really good. Like the changes that they've actually done, it does look really good.
Short, but again, max recovery game is I would say bulletproof at this point.
Good recovery.
Just making it dramatic for the video, I think.
He's going to walk away with a bogey here, but that's not bad after the two shots that we saw previous to this.
No work.
Lots of time to recover still, too.
For sure.
Also, the new transitioning screens, those are really good, too. Like this, it comes in saying you're playing like the Waste Management Phoenix Open. It takes you to what hole they're going to. These scene transitions are also really good. A lot of work in the presentation department, and I love it.
For sure.
So now we're taking a look at Matt Kuchar on hole 18.
An all-new feature for this
We're looking at a replay right
year
now.
2K21. We've introduced a kind of all-new pro rivalry system. So
Scoping out the ball and where it's going to land. I like it. So he has a pro rival. His pro rival is Kuchar, so it's going to him to look at a shot that he hit on the 18th.
you're looking at none other than Matt Kuchar here, one of the best of the best.
And he stuck it. Now, I love the idea. The only thing I'm worried about with this is, will you eventually see the same shots, like this shot at the Waste Management Phoenix Open? you'll see this shot. Maybe it won't be Kuchar. Maybe it'll be somebody else. Like, how many recorded shots do they have? Will they start recycling? What is it? Do they somehow make it like randomly generated of some sort? That's the only question that I have. But I love the presentation. We're going to hole 18. This is Matt Kuchar coming in. Once they get an actual commentary team behind this, it's going to be even better. This is all good stuff. You can also skip it too if you don't want to watch it, so that's good.
Just absolutely smashing that ball at the flagstick.
Love the Cooch.
Very casual.
So now it says we're going back to live coverage, Phoenix Open of Mac, HB Mac. I mean, this is great. Top-notch stuff. This is great.
Very cool. Very calm and collected again. Didn't look like a big deal for him at all. So now we're back on the 15th shot, and I guess for all of those eagle-eyed fans out there, they're going to look at the mountain range in the background, the signs.
Yeah. All looks good.
Maybe that.
This looks good. Like, actually being able to, because right now, you make all of these things in a course designer. Like, you put all of these things in, you put in all the detail, you never see them. You see them when you're making the course. Sometimes you see them in the flyby, but that's it, because you just load in, you're behind your golfer. But now, like, giving you actual action shots, you can see behind you, around you, seeing what you have, like seeing this, putting a sign in and everything. This is all really awesome. I'm glad that they've put in these little, like, cinematics so you can actually see the full course and what these designers put into this course. Maybe they'll hide something now, like hide something in the back or something. I don't know. But this is all really cool.
That building and say, hey, this looks like an awful lot like the.
So again, 269 in, but it's showing 274. It's elevation. They're automatically calculating it. I just hope that they again, make it so all that goes away.
Waste Management Phoenix Open course. How accurate is this course?
This is as close as we can get, really. We have scan data of each of these courses that a lot of effort goes into recreating everything from
another perfect. Pulled it a little bit though.
Greens and bunkers to the
good bounce, good rollout
around the courses to really improve and make
looks
you
good.
feel like you're in the environment when you're playing through these events.
And on hole 15 in particular,
one thing I wish we would see a little bit better is loft rates, spin rates, stuff like that. Seeing balls like actually like super stick. I would like to see that, but this has been great for a first gameplay video.
I think there's nothing more iconic than seeing the stadium hole, the arena sitting up there waiting for you at hole 16. Arguably the loudest, probably most exciting hole in golf. A little intimidating as you just kind of walk up to the monolith here.
I'm thinking they just wanted to show the drops.
I think that might have gotten in Mac's head here as he comes up a little short with that approach shot.
Well, when you know there's 20,000 fans waiting for you at the next hole, it doesn't matter how nice your
Look at that nice little drop there, huh?
Callaway hat is or your Adidas shirt.
Didn't put it like over here. Although maybe if you fucking sliced or hooked it over here, it would put it over here. But nice little drop spot.
You're feeling that pressure.
All right, get it up there close, Mac. Yes. Stick it. Stick it. Nice.
Mac with some really nice wedge work here to.
That looked good too. One bounce. There's a lob wedge coming in on a pitch. One bounce, hit, stuck it firm.
Given an opportunity to save par before going into that 16th hole.
All good. All good.
I will say is that nerves of steel. It seems to bounce back really well after a disappointing shot. That's been pretty consistent throughout so far. Well done, Mac. And now stepping up to that hole, like we said, hole 16.
Wonder what's gonna happen.
TBC.
Just look at all the fans in the crowd. Like, this is, they did a lot of work in trying to get the atmosphere going. That's for sure.
Waste Management Phoenix Open. 20,000 screaming fans who have been sitting out in the sun since 6 in the morning.
Some screen tearing a little bit, but I'm sure this is an early build. We'll get that all fleshed out.
No, not even. If you land on the side of the green on this hole, you can get booed. There could be water bottles flying at you.
Oh boy.
I can't think of a word.
Where's it going?
On the PGA Tour.
None of that matters to Mac because he just holed it on hole 16.
One thing very small, probably nitpicky at this point. Listen to the crowd when it lands. Listen to the crowd when it goes in.
Getting loud. If you land on the side of the
Very
grass,
nitpicky.
you can get booed. There could be water bottles flying at you. I can't think of a more intimidating stop on the PGA Tour.
None of that matters to Mac because he just holed it on hole 6.
No change. No change. Maybe dial it back a little bit for when it lands because people don't know what the hell's going to happen. Dial it back a little bit when it lands. When that goes in the hole, fucking blow out some eardrums. You know what I'm saying?
16. What an amazing shot.
Yeah, all pretty solid though. Nice hole in one there. Again, nice little, like, look at this. I would have liked to see it pan out for maybe like a little bit of a celebration, like both hands up in the air carrying a club or something, you know? That would have been kind of dope to see. I mean, you hole one out, you're fucking jumping around all over the place. But again, it goes to a nice little cinematic showing just the course, showing FedEx Cup.
Which leads us to a nice segue into our all-new replay.
Great little transitions.
Here to help kind of round out our TV broadcast.
And something big happened, so you got a replay system, which is spectacular. Just adding to the presentation.
Presentation, the system that we've built.
Staring it down.
Back, looking just confident, staring down this shot.
And that's a wrap, everybody. On behalf of Josh, myself, and everybody at HB
All
Studios
looks good.
and 2K, thanks so much for watching and checking out our preview of PGA Tour 2K21. We're really excited to be able to share this now.
Yeah, thanks for the gameplay video, guys. Greatly appreciate it, HB. Especially so early. I wasn't expecting this so early.
And can't wait for y'all to be able to play it.
I can't wait to play it either.
On August 21st.
August 21st. Oh boy, oh boy. There it was. That is the PGA 2K21 gameplay. A lot of questions. I have a ton of questions. And I'm sure that these questions are going to be answered. We'll probably get a little bit of more deep dive into gameplay. We'll get a more deep dive into societies and what that holds for like the TGC tours. Probably online play, quick play, play with friends. We'll probably get deep dives into all of those things. So I will be on the lookout for all of that. But this was a great step for the first gameplay footage we've seen. I really do like what I'm seeing, especially in the presentation side, some of the gameplay side as well. Some of the new UI is absolutely stellar, absolutely stellar. Great work to just kind of streamline everything. Big fan of all of that. The difficulty, the lie, is backswing gone? Like, what does swing plane mean compared to forgiveness, compared to shot shaping? Like, what does all of that entail? And how does it all piece together? And I'm sure we'll get those answers eventually. For now, this is what we have. This is what we're going over. Again, I looked at this from a very competitive standpoint because I'm a very competitive player when it comes to the golf club or now PGA Tour 2K21. So, what do you think? Did this sell you even more on it? I at first, when I first watched this, I'm going to tell you my hype level probably got chopped in half. But after I thought about it more, talked about it more with people, saw some forum posts, Sean replied, all of that stuff, my hype level kind of went back up. After I rewatched it a couple of times to catch all of the changes that I could see, all of that stuff kind of got my hype level back up a little bit. Just need some answers on the difficulty. That's it. How's that going to work? How are clubs going to work for online? What does this all entail? Those are still questions that need to be answered. But where we stand now, these are all great changes. If you've played the Golf Club 1, 2, 2019, any of them, and you see this, you got to be pretty excited because they've definitely done quite a bit of work. Quite a bit of work going into this one. And I am here for it. All of it. So let me know what you think. If I missed something in this too, let me know as well. What are your thoughts? What do you think they're going to be doing? Let me know in the comments section. I love the discussion. We've been having discussions in my comments section for all of these videos, so let me know what you think. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video or think about subscribing to the channel. Not only do I do PGA Tour 2K21 news, breakdowns, things of that nature, I have thousands of hours in the golf club. Between all of them, 1, 2, 2019, I have thousands of hours. I've played this game a lot. I do rounds for the TGC tours every single week. Wednesday through Saturday, I have those rounds drop on this channel. So if you're interested in any of that, think about subscribing to the channel. I also stream live over at twitch.tv/RespawnTV. If you're interested in catching the live side of things, I'm over there Monday through Friday, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, though, wherever you are in the world. And we'll catch you back here for the next one. As soon as they give us more information, I'll be right back here giving you guys my thoughts and opinions on it. But have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching again. Talk to you later. Deuces.